sweetie. Hi. There we go. I don't know if anyone's gonna join because it's an impromptu live kind of thing. Hi, Jess. Perfect timing. Then you're on lunch break. Awesome. Decided to do a floor time with Ginny and Georgia. Ginny, as you can tell, is a more outgoing, bold one who's not afraid to come out in the camera view. And Georgia's hiding. She seems to be a little more reserved. I will be doing their baths later. I may do it live or I may just record it. But I gave Ginny a haircut yesterday because she needed a bit of trimming. You know how I am with my long hair pigs. I don't like their hair going past their butt. And I gave her a little bit of a brushing yesterday, so some of the excess undercoat came out. So that'll be good. Today's actually a fairly mild day, so it would be a perfect day for me to do their baths. And they had their ivermectin yesterday, so that's a bonus. And as we can tell, I'm utilizing those shelf thingies that came with them. So it's going to be used during floor time with a little hay area and the paper bedding. And I pulled out their tunnel, my tunnel, wooden tunnels, pretty much just all tunnels. And I put a forage mat out. I sprinkled some of their pellets on there. And of course, it's veggie time, so we had to do veggies. I apologize if the camera is kind of shaky. I'm trying to get it at the right angle. Shows that we have 2 viewers, so hello to my second viewer, whoever you are. I, of course, am sitting on the floor, and we all know I hate sitting on the floor, so I still need to pick myself up maybe a folding chair just for, like, when I'm doing live streams like this. At least I can sit somewhat comfortably, but it's okay. Shush, stomach, I already fed you. Oh, hi, Rose. Welcome in. So, a little fill you in because I only met you on Donna's stream yesterday. So before Donna's stream, I was doing a 2-hour live stream and I introduced my 2 newest guinea pigs. And these 2 girls are named Ginny and Georgia. They came with other names, but I am not going to even attempt to try and pronounce it because I will get it wrong. I always do. But yeah, these are my 2 newest girls. And, excuse me, the cage you see straight ahead with the blue liner, that is their temporary cage right now. I'm going to be quarantining them on their own for about 2 weeks. Make sure there's no, like, illnesses that pop up, you know, fungal infections, anything like that. And then if all goes as planned, I may choose to integrate them with my herd up here, which is a super long cage, almost wall to wall. And so their previous home, the size of the cage they had was basically 2.5 of the 8 square foot one that they're in. They had 2 of those and then like half of one, which was just cardboard boxes that they used as a litter hay area kind of thing. So because I when I took them in, this was the cage I could set up on a whim with what I have space to do. I figured I will be concentrating on giving them floor time, hopefully at minimum twice a week. If I can do more, that'll be great. But we all know me, I will not just, kind of leave this set up in the middle of the floor. When I'm done with the floor time, I put everything away, tuck it in the closet, wherever it needs to go. I don't just kind of leave it around. So for me to set up a floor time frequently is a little challenging for me, because while I am home a lot of the time, once the weather gets warmer, I spend more time outdoors and with friends than I do at home. Now, that's not to say that my guinea pigs get neglected or anything. Their cleaning, their interaction with me, it always gets done before I leave my home. Oh, Georgia has awakened from the dungeon. And I spoke too soon. Oh, nope, there she comes. So, yeah, they're used to having like a large amount of space to run around in, and when they're in their home base over there, it's basically just a couple of hides, the hay, the water. I was gonna set out a bowl of water here, but they are having veggies, which is watered down, so they should be okay until the floor time is over, which is probably only gonna be maybe an hour. If that, we'll see how it goes, because I want to give myself a break in between and be able to like have a snack a little later and then catch up on my Facebook admin mod stuff that I need to do, and then prepare for their bath times, which, like I mentioned before, I may go live for that, and I may just record it on a video. I haven't decided, but I made it a goal that we were going to get their floor time session done as soon as I was done eating my breakfast. So I finished eating my breakfast. I had my little fresh air break before doing this, so I should be good for a few hours on that. Hello, Adam Mobile, or Mabel. I'm just gonna call you Adam. Hi. This is Ginny in Georgia. Ginny is the long-haired silky. Oh, and so Jess, I confirmed. Ginny is a silky, otherwise known as a Sheltie. But the difference between the Peruvian and a Sheltie is a Sheltie, their hair kind of grows back away from their face. Oh, thank you, Jess. You are awesome. Yes, if you like this stream, if you love guinea pigs and you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. It helps get the channel out there. I like to do a lot of educational videos, sometimes fun live streams like this. But yeah, so a Peruvian, their hair kind of grows over their eyes and their face, whereas if you look at Ginny, her hair all grows back away from the face, so that is what differentiates a Peruvian and a silky. So either way, she is a long hair breed, and she will require weekly maintenance, so brushing of her fur, definitely little fur trims probably once a month, like I do with my girl Mocha, which I gave her a little bit of a fur trim yesterday when I did weight checks. I didn't do my full-on hair cutting for Mocha. I'm gonna wait another month or two before I do that. Hey Brooke, welcome in. Hi. But yeah, so Mocha had a little fur trim, and then as you can tell, so did Ginny, because I don't want their fur growing long enough past their bottom. I do not want to deal with mats happening. I don't want to deal with urine getting stuck to their fur. So yeah, I am in love with her. She is a red-eyed piggy with like white and lavender fur color, I believe, and a bit of like almost like a pale ginger type color. I think I'm gonna I can't believe I'm actually gonna say this, but I'm gonna try and do like my usual really nice cute photos of the two new girls. And especially for Ginny though, I want to get a good photo of her so I can actually locate a experienced quote unquote breeder, just to get information on like what fur color that would actually be considered. It's not because it matters in any way, shape, or form, but it's just the fact that she is gorgeous. I love her. And so far, that is the closest to a gray piggy that I'll find, and she's not gray, and that's fine. But she's freaking gorgeous, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Georgia as well. She is beautiful. In some ways, she kind of reminds me of my old girl Peppa that I had. Hi, Mickey. The only difference between Georgia and my old girl Peppa is that Georgia has a bit of like that, kind of like a tan color fur on her face a little bit. But I think I am at some point this week going to follow through with what I said. For now, I will probably forfeit MICKEYMOUSE. Sorry, I had to. It's the way she spelt it. It's the way she spelled it. Brooke, yeah, I thought you were supposed to go to sleep. I mean, I appreciate you being here. I mean, you can leave the live stream running and just have the volume lowered down so you can try to sleep. I got 2 other mods here, so that should be fine. I actually did not pay anything for that carrot tunnel. It was a free gift with the piggy box that I had purchased a while ago. If you're a first-time customer through Piggy Box, they have a, they usually have like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the right word here, but they have this thing where you can enter the code for a free gift, and usually the code would be like carrot tunnel or whatever. I haven't ordered from the Piggy Box in a long time just because I don't have the money for it, and I wish I did. Because you get a lot of good stuff in those subscription boxes, and especially when you have a lot of guinea pigs like I do, which Mickey still has more than I do, but it's not a competition. It's a good thing to order from like subscription boxes so you can save money that way. But it really depends where you live. Like, the Piggy Box is based out of the UK. So while it's very affordable for people in the UK, the conversion rate on the currency and then along with shipping makes it way more expensive for me to be able to order it. But if I ever do have more money, I absolutely will be. Well, slow down on eating and you won't cough. I completely just missed that. I think one of them tried to jump into the box. Did anybody just see what happened? I turned my head the other way to talk to the other girls. Based on how it looks, I'm going to assume someone tried to jump in there and the basket just kind of tipped forward a bit. Oh, she got startled. Okay, that's possible. Mickey says she has a lot to do today. Oh, it's all good if you can't stay. No worries. She had her 2 paws in the basket and tipped it a little bit. Okay. So that's pretty much what I assumed would have happened. So apparently they used those baskets as beds at their old place. Slow down on eating, ladies. My goodness. But I don't use them for beds. I thought it would be a good idea for this, but it does have a fairly high entry. So if I'm going to do it this way for floor times, I might have to figure out something I can maybe use as kind of like a stepping stone into it. Or perhaps when I do set up floor times, maybe I can just, for that duration, zip tie the container to the grid so that it can't tip over. Now there's a thought. Yeah, no worries, Brock. No worries. Hamster Weber says, I got a snuffle mat heat pad for one pair of my piggies and Dandy loves it. Well, that's awesome. It's always good when piggies love what they have. I normally don't use snuffle mats because most of my guinea pigs literally will just walk on it and pee all over it. And then whatever food source is in the snuffle mat never gets used up. But I thought by setting it up like this and kind of scatter feeding the veggies and some of the pellets on the snuffle mat and the hay where it is, it would get them exploring and get them out and more on the camera. Excuse me. So essentially the perimeter of these grids, these are the grids that actually came with the Amazon Basics. I had gotten 2 of them for my boys, but then I upgraded them to Coroplast, and I didn't like the way these grids looked, and I preferred the way the other grids looked. It kind of made it more unison anyway. So I thought, okay, this is perfect. We can still keep these grids. I'm not going to get rid of them because I can set it up for floor times. And especially because it's just easier for me to put the perimeter that they're allowed in versus me having to wrap up all my electronic cords. Now, come summertime, that'll be a lot easier because a good portion of my electronic stuff won't be out and about kind of thing. It's my coughing that's scaring her. She'll get used to it. And at the same time, eventually my cough will completely go away. Eventually. If you want, I can take a pic and tag you in it later. It's keeping her so warming considering she is a long hair though. Yeah, for sure. You can always share photos, tag me in it. And for anyone's watching, if you see any good angles of the guinea pigs, feel free to screenshot it and send it to me. Okay, no. There we go. But yeah, it's nice to see these girls out and exploring this space because... Oh, wait, hang on. Sure, why not? We'll do that. Hey, what? Okay, hang on. I need to figure out what I just did and how to get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of that. Dang, I really don't know how to get rid of that. Well, as I was explaining, like literally a moment ago, these grids came with the Amazon Basics cage. So that blue canvas liner there, these grids initially came with those, and I have 2 of them. Just, I prefer how, yeah, maybe if people answer the question, it'll help me get rid of it. I don't freaking know. I don't know how to get rid of that. And it won't let me move it off the screen. Oh, gosh. But, yeah, these grids came with the Amazon... Wait, maybe hold on to it. Maybe. Oh! Ha ha ha! Thank you, you're a genius. That worked. That's better. But yeah, so the grids came with the Amazon Basics cage, but I like the way the other grids look with the canvas liner. So now I just use this as like a 4-time barrier, especially for new pigs or for, you know, during the winter season when I have more electronic stuff out. Like I've got, well, behind me, I've got the cord for the ring light, but we're not using the ring light at the moment. We're just using it as a tripod. And then I've got my Cool Mist humidifier plugged in there. We got the hand vac. We got the power cord. So there's just kind of like a little bit too much stuff for me to worry about. Excuse me. But since we did have that question up, Piggity, or Jess said that she sleeps with 1, otherwise she gets a neck ache with more. I sleep with 3 guinea pigs. 3 guinea pigs, oh my god. I meant to say I sleep with 3 pillows. I have 2 pillows as my main pillows that I sleep on with, and then I've got another one like beside. Yeah. I have another pillow beside it that I can kind of snuggle onto, or if I happen to roll over, I'll still have a pillow kind of thing. What I'd love to get is a giant body pillow, but that won't happen anytime soon. But yeah, you can absolutely tell I own guinea pigs when I am saying that I sleep with guinea pigs. And you know what? In a sense, I do. I have a little pillow, like probably about maybe, well, the camera says, so, I don't know. I don't feel like getting up to show you. I'll have to show you another time. But it's a little pillow that came with Marley and Cappy when I had gotten them last year. And it's got a bunch of little guinea pigs on it. So in a way, I kind of sleep with guinea pigs. Hi, Astro. Hello, Margaret. Welcome in. And we got Rose that's still here. She said she's just listening to get information on how to care for her little princesses. Okay, so everybody, we want to help Rose, who is known as Princess Lilac and Layla. She just started her YouTube channel for guinea pigs about 3 weeks ago, give or take. She's a new guinea pig owner. I want to give a shout out to her channel because she is willing to do what it takes to let her guinea pigs thrive. She is open to all suggestions and advice. So feel free to go subscribe to her channel or check out her videos and comment. She is a very nice woman. I just happened to meet her on Donna's live yesterday. And so we want to help her reach 50 subscribers so that she'll be able to do live streams as well. Okay. If you have like a pen and paper, write down her account. Oh, wait. I can't remember what her account was. Okay, you know what I'll do? Later today when I'm at the computer, I will tag her in a community post and give her a proper shout out so that everybody can go check out her channel, check out her adorable guinea pigs. And like I said, she's open to any and all advice on how to properly care for guinea pigs. So we are very happy to have her here. And as most of you know, I have over 2,000 videos posted. That includes shorts, live streams, and full form videos. Now, the short videos, some are educational, some are just cute with music just to kind of attract the audience. And then my long form videos are mostly educational, but sometimes you will have, just fun little things. Sometimes, like, I was debating on just recording this as a video, or if I wanted to go live, and I said, screw it, you're going live, you're gonna learn, and you're gonna just get used to being a people person again. So here I am, doing it as a live stream. We are 26 minutes into it, and I'm so glad that I did, because we're getting a lot of attraction with people coming in, and they get to see my adorable guinea pigs. Now, everyone always sees the rest of the guinea pigs, my herd of 6 up top over here, and then my other pair, and then of course the boys. But these girls are new, so they need to get used to being in front of the camera, because I will be taking lots of photos, and I will be doing a lot of stuff. Okay, so Jess is back to work, but keeping the live open to listen. Awesome, I appreciate that. Hamster Lover says, my community posts get a lot of likes. One of them got 508 likes. That is amazing. Great job. I am absolutely not rehoming them. I don't really rehome my guinea pigs. Okay, I don't know why people get the impression that I'm a guinea pig rescue. I am not a rescue. I am more of like a private sanctuary, where I have set myself at a limit of no more than having 14 guinea pigs. I currently have 12, which include Ginny and Georgia. I always tell people I don't plan on getting more guinea pigs, but sometimes situations just do arise. Excuse me. Now, like I mentioned yesterday on the stream, I was actually supposed to take in these 2 girls last year in December, just after Christmas holidays. Unfortunately, I had gotten sick with the flu hardcore, and then I got hit with the stomach flu back to back. And so I was sick for like a good month almost. And so I had messaged the previous owner at that point and told her, unfortunately, I fell ill, and I don't feel comfortable taking these girls in right now, because I was sick, and it wouldn't be fair on the girls, let alone on myself, to have an additional responsibility when you're feeling like crud. So I told her that if she was able to find someone else to take them, to feel free to do that. And then once I got better, and I was like fully better, back to my normal self, back to normal appetite and energy level and so forth, I messaged her. I found the ad, because I think she posted it in 2 different groups, if I'm correct, but possibly not. And I asked her, have you found a home for them yet? And she had said no, she hadn't. And then I had to ponder on it, like, do I really want this extra responsibility? Keeping in mind at this point that Bowser had gotten diagnosed with the urinary tract infection, and then Ginger up here got a urinary tract infection. So I wanted to make sure financially that I was able to get their medication that they needed, and still have, the money I need to be able to feed 2 more mouths. And I know a lot of people say that, oh, what's 2 more mouths? What's 1 more mouth to feed, kind of thing. And while they're right, it's not just about feeding them the basic essentials, they need to have enrichment, chew toys, and, space to run around. So while their main cage is smaller, they do have access to a playpen down on the floor here. So yeah, I waited until I was fully better, and then I think 24 hours went by, and then the previous owner messaged me and said, "Are you still interested in them?" And I said yes. But I also told her, if we can, let's wait until closer to the end of the month, because during that week we were having record freezing temps. So it was feeling like minus 35, minus 40 kind of temperature Celsius, and I did not want them to be exposed to that kind of cold temperatures. So while it was still cold yesterday at like minus 20, minus 20 is a lot better than minus 40. But as you can see, they're here, they're safe, and I'm so happy to be seeing Georgia eating some hay. So I'm thinking, okay, they don't like having the paper bag clipped to that cage. So I may have to just give them a loose pile. But anyways, I got sidetracked from what I was trying to say like way earlier. I have decided what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to move things around in the room sometime this week. And they will get an additional 8 square feet. And I'm going to forfeit my table that the table that I used to do the weight checks on for convenient factors in this room. I'm going to forfeit that. I'm going to move Lavender and Winter's cage down to that side. I'm going to have to move my fleece storage back in the closet, whatever's in the closet back to the hallway. And then Ginny and George's L-shaped cage will go on the wall where Lavender and Winter currently are. That's what I'm thinking I might do. Because I want them to be able to have enough space to roam and play without having to rely on me to set up a floor time all the time. That is essentially why we all promote the bigger space, the better. Excuse me. Woo. Yeah, minus 20 is still pretty cold. Can't you put the shelf long 2 grids height into the closet under the fleece liners? I possibly could do that. Either way, it would involve me moving some of the stuff that's currently in the closet into my hallway. So, beside the tote bins, if you look, there's a plastic 3-drawer pull-out thing that has just all spare supplies. So it contains, like, let's say, their hammocks, maybe what is that called now? The forage mats. I got 2 forage mats, this one and another one. Excuse me. And then I got just some miscellaneous stuff in the bottom drawer. I keep whatever chew toys I have, I keep in the middle drawer. It's stuff that I don't need to have access to 24/7. So in the hallway there's a little gap just outside of the lip. So if you look, you'll see a white dustpan hanging. So in that spot is where I would move that 3-drawer thing with that bin of fleece, hides and all that. And then so my storage cubes with the fleece, bath mats and everything would move right where that is. I have to figure out a better system though. Like, what I really wish I can do, which I've been looking secondhand online, I'd love to get an actual, like, tall boy dresser with deep drawers. I think that would look more aesthetically pleasing than the grid shelf, but hey, I use what I have and I make it work. And I've been doing that system for about 4 years now, so I think it's working. Oh, Rose's guinea pigs are calling for her, so she's got to go tend to them. So thank you so much for popping in, Rose. We will see you again next time. Oh wow, that's a lot of dust under this table. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Okay, yeah. I'll have to get my my duster out to do that. I don't want to touch that barehanded. That's gross. Okay, you really need to think about your room also for the rabbits that you want them to be free roam, but you need to be careful because you have so many dogs and they do have 3x3 grid. What kind of dogs do you have? Okay, your grids are 35.5 centimeters each. Okay, let me think here. I literally just did the math on 30 centimeters the last time. I think 30 centimeters is 12 inches? That's 35. So, I really don't know. I can't do the math right now. We got rumbles and popcorns. Oh my gosh. Jenny just popcorned the biggest popcorn I've seen. And it's so cute to see a long-haired piggy popcorn because their hair just kind of bounces and flows down. Ah, that's so awesome. Yeah, unfortunately the camera was not directed at her when she popcorned like that, so we didn't get to see it. I mean, I saw it, but you didn't get to see it. You have 8 small dogs. Only one comes into your room, and she's okay with all the animals, rabbits, guinea pigs. Okay, okay. It's the best feelings when they popcorn. It absolutely is. You know what the worst feeling is? When you're sitting on the floor at my age and your butt goes completely numb. That is a worst feeling. Sorry. We don't want this falling over. But I need to switch positions and kind of give my butt a little break from the hard floor. This is where I really wish I didn't get rid of my old camera because I could have been taking good pictures of them while recording the live with the other one. But live and learn. I have a little over a year left with this phone before I can upgrade again. Although there's really nothing wrong with this one. So if I do upgrade again, I will probably more or less downgrade my plan to save money, go back onto a pay-as-you-go account, and then just use this one for recording and stuff. But that's not for like a year away, so there's no point in worrying about it right now. You got your hamster a tank last week. Exactly. That's why I had suggested the tank, because when you use a tank for a hamster and you have sufficient amount of substrate and plenty of enrichment, there's nowhere that they can climb up to try and escape. I sold my old phone, Jess, because at the time I needed the money to get the guinea pigs, whether it was hay or whatever supplies, or maybe I needed it for groceries, I can't remember. And you know me, I absolutely hate having to turn to my community and, essentially beg for money. I hate having to do that. Which is why I started doing the painting of the signs as a way to try and earn the money, but there's only so many signs that people can buy. If anybody wants to take a screenshot right now, that is an adorable angle for her. Because it looks like she's wearing the hay. But yeah, I sold my old phone to make money. I got $100 out of it. And of course, that was a few months ago, and now I'm regretting my choices. Because the other thing too is that if I had my old phone, I could have been doing a live stream and I could have been sitting even in my bedroom and, sitting comfortably, and I could have still been interacting with everyone, because the sound in my house is, how do I put it? It's magnified. I could have the computer downstairs doing a live stream, and I could be upstairs in my room, and anything I say, talk, if I cough, I sneeze, you can hear it loud and clear as day. How about now? Would the chat still be in the way? Oh, but now we're just seeing her butt. We don't want her butt. Have I tried Vinted for selling? I don't know what Vinted is. I've never heard of it. Heck, at one point I tried to sell my living room chairs that I don't really use. They're sitting in my bedroom taking up space. And even at the time, I once had one of the living room chairs here, and I had the other one in my room. I never sat in them. I mostly used it for storage. She's grooming. Aw, sweet baby. Sweet baby, you're so beautiful. I just hope it doesn't take a million years to dry your hair once I give you a bath. But you know what? If it does, it does. Oh, so this morning when I went to spot clean their cages, I started with theirs, and I suppose that might have been a mistake, because they completely panicked and freaked out when they heard the vacuum go on. Like, literally, Ginny went right over to Georgia and literally sat on her face for comfort. She sat on her face. And, I mean, it was funny, it was cute, and then I felt bad. I'm like, oh, you'll get used to it, but I figured I'd start with theirs because right now their cage is fairly small, so it would be quicker to get it cleaned compared to the other two cages here. But that would be my mistake, because I forgot to ask the previous owner if they're used to the sound of vacuums, or like if there's any sound that really scares them that they don't like compared to what they're just kind of used to. But it happens, and well, sorry, but the hand vac is my lifesaver. I've tried the whole taking a little handheld broom and dustpan to sweep up poops, and it just don't work. I end up getting poop that kind of flies everywhere, and the one time it almost flew into my mouth, so like, ew. You can't use a vacuum in their cage because they're frightened. You use your brush. Your liners aren't proper fleece, like they're different textures. So, do you mean like they're like the like bubble bath mats kind of thing? Like, I'm trying to like understand, but I don't think I do. Hi. I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember your name. Yep, complete brain fart. Carol Ann, of course. You would think I would remember the name Carol. My best friend's mother is named Carol. You'd think I would remember that. Okay, just says run the vacuum tip sideways and it'll work on the bath mat. Okay, so you know what I do with bath mats? I lift it up and I shake everything off and then I vacuum it up. And if the bath mat is still somewhat dry, then I will reuse it. If it is soiled, I replace it with a clean one. Things like this liner right here that's on the floor, once we're done with this, is gonna go, excuse me. I'm drinking Coca-Cola, so I got the gassy bubbles in my throat. Anyway, once we're done with this liner or floor mat, once the floor time is done, then we will end up washing it before I use it again. And this ensures, like, let's say any of them are carriers of a bacteria for a URI or pneumonia or anything, which by physical look or sound, I don't think they are. But just as a precaution, or if either of them have like fungal spores on their body or something, I always wash it at the end of each use before I reuse it for a new floor time with different pigs. So, next time we do a floor time, I don't know when it's going to be or what day or if I'm going to do it live or if I may just set it up like this and go about my day. I haven't decided, but I'm going to try and let some of my other pigs have a floor time. Even though they have a large enough cage, it is enriching for them to be able to get out of their daily living space and into a new area sometimes. So right now, having them in this floor time, this is the most that I have seen Georgia out and about. Now, she is more reserved and more scared than Ginny. But it's okay. As long as she's out and about and she's eating and I see poop, then I know they'll be fine. I keep forgetting I can share the live out while running this live stream. Who can I quickly share it to? Well, there, reconnected. Stop. Stop. No, wrong one. There. Okay. Hamster Lover says they have to go. Enjoy the rest of my day. I will enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you do too. Carol Ann says, so good to see them without you and getting some orientation to life with what? Did you mean so good to see them with me rather than without? I think that's what you meant. So, I don't think they've even touched that snuffle mat. But I have seen them eating some hay, and they've been eating some veggies, so I'm good with that. And if the lighting looks like it's getting brighter and then more dull, that's just the natural lighting outside that's doing that. See, George is a smarty pants. I just finished saying that they haven't even gone near the snuffle mat, and here she is eating the pellets from the snuffle mat. She's gonna have work cut out for me, isn't she? Aren't you, girl? So, slight update with Bowser. He is on day 4 of the medication. He's still peeing a bit of blood, but he peed a full pee this morning, and he didn't cry in pain this time. So the meds are working. He still has another, 6.5 days of taking the antibiotic. Ginger still has another 7 days or 8 days of hers. But yeah, I believe both of them will recover with no issues. Yep, and so I weighed them all yesterday because I knew the new girls were coming, so I figured it would be a perfect day to weigh them. And I also did weight checks 5 days prior, so 6 days ago. And in the 5 days difference of weighing them, Bowser had gained 12 grams, so I was super happy about that. And he seems to be eating a bit more now on his own, which is great. Ginger's appetite hasn't been affected whatsoever by having the urinary tract infection, so I'm really grateful for that. Oh, I scared her with moving my foot out of the way. My butt is really hurting. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to leave this running for a little bit more. I want to try and give them time to actually finish their veggies at least. Can I see your nosy? Like, nope. Yeah, I'm going to leave this running. I'm going to go downstairs and switch over the laundry. There's no sense in me waiting for the live stream to finish to switch over the laundry because they can't escape. They have a full barrier. So I will be right back, and that'll give my tushy a little break from the floor. Ow, ow, that hurt. Oh. All the other piggies are having their veggie coma nap. Or no, I lied. Mocha, Ramona, and Casper are eating their hay. Tokyo's at the other end eating pellets, I think. Savannah's grooming herself. It's only Lavender and Winter that are taking a nap. And then, of course, we got Guinea and Georgia. I actually really can't wait for Guinea and Georgia season 4 to come out. I love that show so much. I should just be back, ladies. Ladies and gents. Excuse me. Beautiful in there. Awesome job. Mama's Hi, Jenny. I see you, girl. Yes, I got this big bin of laundry. Okay. Now I can put the laundry away. That was a lot of work. There's definitely no missing out of any kind of hives. We got tons. It's always nice when I can get the laundry put away at a half decent time of day. But sometimes it ends up being late at night, and that's okay. The main thing I like doing before I go anywhere, like before I go visit friends or go out for the day kind of thing, is I like to make sure my laundry is at least switched over into the dryer. And then that way, whenever I get home, I could just collect up the laundry and put it away. Because most of the stuff I end up using the next day, but not all of it. So it's not a big deal if I don't get it put away right away, but it just makes it easier. Just a system that works for me. There's a lot of people that literally will do the laundry the day of their big deep clean. And that's okay. If it works for them, it works for them. This is what works for me. This is the deep hammock that we have. I think this hammock would probably work better. I don't know. Huh. We'll figure it out. I'll have to test it and see if it fits on the hammock stand I have. Okay, got your cute little pillow all cleaned. We got these two cuddle sacks, but I just have to remember to put like a pee pad in it. But I think it could still work out. So that's fine, we'll shove that in with that. These are two pee pads. There, because that can always be used. And that under. Oh, ow. That corner please first. Sweet. gonna work for this cage. And that's it. Now I'm getting ideas in my head again. What is it? Let's go in there. We're going to leave the live stream going for another little bit, so we're going to just put some water in that cage before it ends. Hopefully they don't spill it. Put the water back there. Going for an hour and 11 minutes, not bad. I have so many nice Heidi's and Max for my piggies. Nice to see spoiled piggies. You know what? Okay, so a lot of it was either gifted or came with pigs that I've taken in. Out of all of my supply that I have, let's see, out of all my liners, I purchased 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've only purchased maybe 4 of them. And the rest of them were gifted to me by different people. Out of all the supplies that I have, I mean, I paid for most of my water bottles. I paid for some of the chew toys. I paid for my food dishes, the white ones that I like using. But a lot of it was gifted to me or it came with the guinea pigs. So I'm super grateful for that. That's why, like, anytime I do happen to take any guinea pigs in for whatever the reason. Hi, Jen. Yeah, anytime I take guinea pigs in for whatever the reason, if they are giving, like, I'll always ask them, like, is it just the guinea pigs or are there any supplies being included? And sometimes they'll tell me supplies are included, other times they won't. And if supplies are included, I ask them, or I'll tell them, like, whatever supplies you're willing to give away, bring them. And then I usually will do a live stream like I did yesterday where I go through all of the supplies and decide what I can use, what I need, what I don't need, and so forth. Now, I was told that they drink out of a bowl and not a bottle. So, that's what I've been keeping in their cage, is a bowl. They didn't touch anything from the bottle I had in there yesterday. So, I think for tonight, when I go to bed, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to use one of my Lixit bottles in the cage just to test out to see if they actually drink from a bottle. It would be great if they can learn to drink from a bottle, but if they're used to the bowl, then that's what I'm going to have to do. And so, Jen, I'm not sure if you saw the live stream yesterday where I introduced them. These are the 2 new girls that came to me yesterday. The long-haired piggy is a Sheltie. Her name is Ginny. And then the one in the wooden tunnel there, I named her Georgia. I don't know if you've heard of the show Ginny and Georgia. But I happened to be looking through Facebook, and I saw a pop-up or whatever, an advertisement advertising season 4 coming soon. and I'm obsessed with that show. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that's it. I'm naming them Ginny and Georgia. And I think it's like a perfect fit. I don't know. So Ginny is the long-haired pig, and Georgia's under the tunnel. Not Jenny. Ginny. Think of the word guinea, but with a soft G. I spooked her by poking her. Yeah, Ginny. That's right. No snow. I'm having too many brain farts today. Holy crap. Kristen, hi. Earlier, Carol Ann came in. I don't know if she's still around, but she said hi, and I was looking at her like, she goes under Cavi Mom on YouTube. And anyway, I was just like, hi, I'm drawing a blank. I have a brain fart. I couldn't remember her name, and you'd think that I would remember her name, but yeah, anyway, I had another brain fart because for a second I couldn't remember your name. You guys got 6 inches of snow? I mean, in all fairness, about a week and a bit ago, we had 30 inches of snow. 30 inches? No, 15 inches, sorry. Still. So I don't know if any of you believe in the whole Groundhog Day thing. And anyway, I watched the little news clip this morning because I like to try and believe in Groundhog Day. And the groundhog did not see the sun, therefore did not see his shadow, which means apparently we're supposed to have an early spring, and I'm excited at the thought of that. "15 inches is only 1 inch taller than the grid." Oh, come on, try. Don't do this to me. Come on, open up. There you go. Do you have a different groundhog? Yeah, our groundhog is Warrington Willie. Isn't Georgia so adorable? The funny part is that you're only 1 state south of me. But yeah, I don't know. I was talking to my mom last night, and I was telling her about like the Groundhog Day and everything. I was so excited about it. And then she asked me if I believe it. I'm like, I'd like to. I don't like the thought of having a longer winter. I like the idea of we're going to have an early spring. Well, actually, you know what? No, Jess. I think when they say we're going to have an early spring, it usually means there's only going to be 6 more weeks of winter. I'm pretty sure that is the saying. But I could be wrong. I'll have to Google that. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, Jenny, are you looking for the most perfect hay strand to eat? I love how there's 2 baskets. Like, I thought one for each, and they haven't touched that one at all. But that's okay. I might actually put that second basket with lavender in winter. I don't know. I gotta find a way to use up all that paper bedding, because I don't normally use paper bedding. Yes, groundhogs are absolutely cute for sure. Kristen says, where I live, we get like 6 fall springs. Sucks to be you. You could use the paper bedding in litter boxes. Yeah, but I don't have any litter boxes. I stopped using litter boxes like a while ago. Like, most of my guinea pigs are seniors, and I can't afford the cost of a low entry litter box. Like, the litter boxes that the pig room sells would be ideal. However, he doesn't ship to Canada, so that's an issue, and I'm also not paying the price it would cost to ship it. And I looked on Amazon, the identical litter boxes that he sells on Amazon would cost me close to $150 per box. So, no thank you. And yeah, you are thinking of Brooke's cages. Brooke has the litter boxes. 2 years ago, I had the Coropace litter boxes, and I used them. But then I kept using it for different things and then modifying it, and now I don't have any left. And I got tired of the guinea pigs chewing on it. Yeah, I don't trust myself to... See, she's doing it again. I said that nobody used the second one, and there she is. I love you, Ginny and Georgia. You're just hilarious. Yeah, at one point I did, but that was like 2 years ago. And yeah, the last time I had just a normal like cat litter box, and I tried to cut a lower side, that backfired on me completely. However, yes, Ginny has red eyes. And yes, she is white and lavender, but part of her fur also has like a little bit of like a pale ginger color. Like, if you look over her one eye on this side, you can see kind of like the gingery color in it. That's why I was saying like earlier at the beginning of the live that I'd love to try and get a hold of like an ethical breeder to find out specifically like what color she would be considered. As much as I'm not a big fan of breeders in any way, shape, or form. But that's probably just because I've never come across an actual ethical breeder. But yeah, when I tried to get just a cat litter box and make lower sides, it like broke and cracked in half, so that was no bueno. And that's after trying to heat up the knife too. And I guarantee if it wasn't the litter box that would break, it would have been me cutting myself. So I don't trust myself to do that. But, I did have an idea that I mentioned on my live yesterday. So I'm going to convert this for a second. So I have these two carriers just sitting here collecting dust. I got to wash them and clean them. But I was thinking of taking it apart. I might as well just, you know what, I'm just going to show you. Oh, stupid. Sorry. Dagnabbit, that's loud. You can see it's dirty. But I was thinking I can maybe use the bottom half of this in the cages as a litter box. I think that would be a good idea, potentially. Now, granted, if I do that idea, it means I won't have these carriers readily available if there's an emergency and I need to remove them from my home. And I think that's why I haven't done that yet. But theoretically, it could work. Low entry. It's got some ventilation. It's got enough room to fit at least 2 or 3 pigs. I could potentially try that out with... Not with her, but I wanted to just show you. But if anything, I would try it out maybe with Lavender and Winter first because they have a bigger cage. There's no way I'm putting any form of litter box in just that 8 square foot cage. Just saying. But yeah, that is what I could do with that. It'll be like an exploratory thing. I just don't know when I would do it. I'm not prepared to do any of that yet. Anyway, we don't need to watch my feet. But then, what inspired me to change my hair color? I wanted to hide the grays. I just wanted to hide the grays, man. But yeah, then the other thing I was thinking of, hang on, is to just kind of leave it put together like this, maybe. And then just have, like, the bedding and hay in there. And I could potentially still use it as a litter box like that. And it still has plenty of ventilation, so I don't have to, like, worry about anything. But then sorry, the camera keeps screwing up. But at least that way, the only thing I would have to place on there would be the door if there was an emergency. So there is that idea. Hang on. I'm trying to fix this so that I can see everything at the same time. Oh, well, for real. Such an honest answer. Same, though. Yeah. Have I ever had an emergency with the guinea pigs? No, not yet. I mean, we have to be realistic here. If there was ever a true emergency with the guinea pigs, I would probably have to just pile them into that black tote bin straight ahead. That's my laundry bin that I use. As long as it's up here and not like in the basement kind of thing. In an emergency, I would, for real, have to probably just pile everybody into that bin and find a way to escape. Depending what the emergency is. Like if there's a fire, let's say if there was a fire outside of the bedrooms in a different spot of the house, I would not be able to do that. You had a tornado, close calls. You had to put them into separate bins and go downstairs plus cats. Yeah. So I don't necessarily have like an emergency plan in place, but it's important to do that. Depending on what, the issue is. They're both behind that white tunnel. So all that's remaining in my dryer right now is the boys' laundry. Are you really sniffing the container that has water instead of like drinking from it? You should drink from it. Or eat the peppers. Like, I have not seen them really eat the peppers yet. Oh, they might have eaten a little bit. You brought yours to work once because you were scared of a nearby brush fire. Makes sense. See, I don't have a job outside the home, so this is where I would be. I wouldn't be able to bring them to my best friend Karen's because she's allergic to the guinea pigs. And my friend Amanda's allergic to their hay. Like, badly allergic kind of thing. Otherwise, she probably would have pet guinea pigs, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. But, yeah, I don't have many places that I'd be able to go to in case of an emergency. Oh, cool. You work in a dental office. The townhouse you lived in, not your unit, caught fire once, but we didn't have any piggies at the time, just one cat. Let's see. Okay, yeah, my camera's at 40%, so I don't know how long it's going to last. So I'm going to have to go plug it in soon so that I'll be able to do their bath time and record that process. I think what I might actually do, because I like to give myself a bit of a break and relax before I start their baths. It's 3:36 p.m. my time. I might start their baths around 5-ish or so. I'll probably just leave them, honestly, in this playpen for the time being. They have the water bowl. They have plenty of spaces to hide. They have hay. Unless I grab my phone charger and then I just go take my little break myself and then y'all can just watch them. I want to try and charge my phone up so I can record their baths later. But the live stream seems to be doing really well. And I feel bad putting them back into a small little, what I consider jail. It's not really jail, but these, I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure piggy owners know what I mean. And I'm not going to lie, My back is really hurting sitting on this floor. So is my butt. You want piggies in your dental office? You would go get your teeth cleaned way more. But that would be so unhygienic. A little floor chair. I don't know what a floor chair is. I thought about bringing that bin and sitting on it because it's a sturdy bin, but I also don't trust that it can hold 240 pounds. Well, actually, I really don't know how much I weigh. I don't think it's 240, but it is over 200. And I don't want to break it, so that's not an option. But yeah, I was thinking of... Ow. Oh gosh, ow. I was thinking of hopefully picking up like maybe a folding chair that I can use to sit down a little more comfortably. Somebody take a screenshot right now, please. I'm begging you. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Let me know if you've got a screenshot. Thank you. This was what we were waiting for. This is why I put the paper bedding in there with the hay on top, because that way they can just munch away, and at least that way I don't feel bad for not using it on a daily basis. But I think what I might do actually, when I get the chance to do their upgrade and add that second cage to it so that they have like the L shape, kind of like what Marley and Cappy used to have, if you remember. When I do that, I gotta wait till I have energy to do moving around of stuff. But that's when I'll start utilizing that the way it is, like that. Have their hay there with some bedding in it, that way it gets used, and then I will literally change it out once a day, every 24 hours, as if I still had like a litter box, or the same way I clean out their fleece mats every 24 hours. It's just super cute seeing that. You gotta pop off, you got more work to do. No worries, take care. Talk to you later. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my charger and see if it will allow me to charge it up here while I go take my little break. I'm sure some of you know what my break will consist of. Oh wait, just because Kristen popped off, when she goes to rewatch this part, she'll know what I mean. Look, they're on fleece. And look, there's only a hay rack. They're gonna die. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Somebody tell all these guinea pigs they're gonna die because they're not living in a mountain of hay. Okay, I am done with that ridiculous, like, joke. Excuse me. Alright, I have actually changed my mind. Change of plan. I am going to go ahead and end the stream. Because I just realized I need my phone. I need to be able to use my phone to do the rest of what I need to do. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'm going to have fun cleaning this mess up. I'm not going to make you watch that. But see you next time.